Okay, so today is a pretty huge milestone. Right now, as I'm shooting this video, we are at 99,700 YouTube subscribers. And I know that by the end of today, we will be hitting 100,000 subscribers. And I wanted to shoot this video for you guys today to kind of really share with you what I wish I knew about YouTube and getting more views and more visibility and more subscribers when I was first starting out. Because if you've been following me for a while now, you'll know that it literally took me about 8.5 years to go from 0 to 10,000. And it was literally in this year alone where we went from 10,000 to 100,000. So I wanted to share with you what was the difference so that you don't have to go through that 10 years of learning curve that I went through. So let's begin. Number one is YouTube is not a social media platform. I can't stress this enough, and the reason why I'm putting this as number one was I just didn't think about it as a search engine. If you are a content creator or if you want to become a creator, you gotta think about YouTube being a search engine and not as a social media platform. If you want to get more views, if you want to get more subscribers, if you understand that the reason why your video will get discovered is because people are searching on Google, if you have a video that is relevant, Google will rank that video that is on YouTube as the first page. If you knew how to optimize and if you created a video that was a good match for that specific keyword. When I was first starting out, I would think about videos that I think would be engaging or interesting, and it would be a one-size-fits-all. I would just post it up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all these different social media platforms. And then I didn't think about context. I didn't think about whether this video that is working well on Facebook, does it have searchability? Begin with the end in mind. Create based on keywords that people are actually searching for. So how do you actually do that from a tactical standpoint? You could be utilizing the autocomplete on Google where you could type in, let's say if your market is Instagram, you literally type in Instagram space and then allow Google to autocomplete that sentence for you. So now, because Google is doing that autocomplete for you, you are now getting ideas to begin with the end in mind. Think about YouTube as a search engine and not as a social media platform, and begin content creation by creating videos based on what people are searching for. Number two is by sharing your videos on other platforms. See, what YouTube wants, if you understand their intention and their algorithm, is they want people on their platform with their eyes glued on the screen for all eternity, right? So we want to be able to give YouTube what they want, because if you're able to do that, that is when they're going to reward us for it. Promoting your YouTube video on other platforms means this. After you shot that video and after you've posted up, guess what? Starting out, not many people is going to see it. So what you want to do is help the algorithm by promoting it on other platforms. So what are these other platforms? So number one, it could be Quora. Remember tip number one, you created it based on search, right? What if you could see that there are people asking this question on Quora, and now it appears like you are literally answering their question. So if, let's say, your video is on how to reduce cholesterol levels, and if you see somebody asking that question on Quora, guess what? You could actually link that YouTube video because now it's relevant and it's not spamming. You could have this video embedded on your blog or website. Ultimately, what you want to be doing is to think about how you can take this piece of video that's on YouTube and promote it and link it, whether it's on Quora, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's doing a Instagram story to get people to watch that YouTube video, but actively think about how you can utilize third-party websites and send these visitors on third-party websites to your YouTube video. Number three is to utilize the community post as well as YouTube stories to get even more visibility for your videos. When I was starting out, I didn't use any of that. Earlier in the days, there wasn't YouTube stories or a community post. It is a relatively new feature. Usually when things are a new feature, the platform usually wants to push it out and incentivize people to actually use that new option. notice that I have a post that is a post promoting the video that I just released. It looks like a Facebook post, but as people are scrolling on YouTube, that is when there's a chance they will stumble upon your post, and that's when they will watch your video. And number two is to utilize the YouTube stories to it's kind of like Instagram stories, to show people behind the scenes to what it is that you're doing. And unlike Instagram stories, YouTube stories stays up there for a week. So at the very least, you want to be doing that, and it is kind of like a reminder to your audience and your following that they should be watching your stuff as well. Number four is thinking about your click-through rate. YouTube videos normally get discovered two main ways. Number one is when people are doing that search on Google and your YouTube video pops up on that first page. The second way is when it appears as a recommended video on the right-hand side when somebody is watching a related video. And if your video is related, that is when it appears on the right-hand side. Now YouTube, how does the algorithm decide if they want to preview your video on the right? By understanding and seeing how relevant it is based on your click-through rate. So what it means is that the higher your click-through rate is, and the more people that are clicking on that related video, it tells YouTube that it is a related video because of the high click-through rate, and they are going to recommend that video more if you have a high click-through rate. A click-through rate of say 5% means that out of 100 people that sees this thing appearing, if 5% of people click on it, it's a 5% click-through rate. So how do you increase this click-through rate? It is by having a good thumbnail and not utilizing the recommended default thumbnail that YouTube gives you. That's why usually I have a thumbnail strategy where it could be me holding up a phone, you know, pointing to this thing, and it's some goofy poses, right? It's like 3 things, 5 things, oh, I didn't know this, right? So I've got all these different poses, and initially it was a little bit cringy, but I realized that my click-through rates were significantly higher when there was some sort of pose that's related to the video. So it's like the 1 thing, 3 things, 5 things, things I wish I knew starting out, right? So all these different poses together with a color scheme that makes it pop. So I'd like you to think about how when your video appears as a related video, there's gonna be at least 5 other videos that appears, right? So you gotta ask yourself, does that video stand out above and beyond all of the other videos there? So you wanna think about having that call outs. Usually our words that we use is minimal, big, in order to grab somebody's attention, so that that thumbnail click-through rate is going to be a whole lot higher than the default thumbnail. And that brings us to number 5, which is probably the most important one. Well, they're all important, but number 5 is something that I didn't do for a really long time, and I so wish somebody took the 30 seconds to tell me what it was, even though it appeared obvious. Let me demonstrate it. If you like this video so far, smash the like button. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is so far in the comment section, and be sure you subscribe to the channel if you're somebody that wants to understand how to grow a bigger reach, bigger revenue, build a sales process online and automating it, then this channel is definitely a channel you want to follow. So what did I just do? I did a call to action. In every single video, you want to have a call to action to get somebody to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And it sounds like it's common sense, right? But sometimes common sense isn't common practice. And for some reason, I didn't do that for probably my first few hundred videos. I always thought like that would be the natural thing to do. And here's the thing about commenting, subscribing, and liking a video. It basically tells YouTube that it's an engagement, that this channel is somewhat important to that person, that viewer, and that's when they're gonna be pushing and recommending that video and that content from the channel to a lot more people. Sometimes, even though it sounds obvious, you wanna be able to be doing that in every single video. And you want to be doing that not necessarily just at the end of the video, but sometimes in the middle, which is what I just did. Why? It is because if you do it at the end and it feels like it's an outro, that is when your retention is going to significantly fall. What usually happens is because people would have gotten their takeaway, that is when we'll have a significant drop in retention because it feels like the video's already over and this is just the outro. So try to think about having that call to action in the middle of the video rather than just at the end. Number 6 is to go deeper on related videos. So a very common theme for YouTube videos, just like this one right now, are like the 3 steps, 5 things, top 10 things, which is what I'm doing right now, right? 10 things I wish I knew about YouTube when I was starting out, to get more views, to get more subscribers. So if you are running out of ideas on what to talk about, you could always have this format, which is something that I do all the time. Once you have that main video of like the 5-step process or the 7 things, each thing could be an individual video that serves as a guideline for how you can be mapping out your content. For example, we talked about how do we increase click-through rate, right? So can you imagine that would be one video on its own. So to give yourself ideas on what it is that you could be talking about, you could always start off with like a list, 5, 7, 10 things, and then each of those things becomes a future video of your talking point, especially if that video does well. And that brings us to number 7. If you have been doing that mistake like me, where you've been just uploading videos without clear strategy, without thinking about the end in mind, number 7 is about going back to your older videos and re-optimizing them. Now, you can't edit them, you can't really modify them, but what you can do is to make it keyword rich. You could put a description, you could put the outro and other related videos. You could be doing all these things to kind of let YouTube know what the channel or the video is about. Ultimately, you are building up a piece of real estate where you can create rent on for a really long time. So what we did this year is we did a channel audit and we looked at the older videos, the ones that didn't have thumbnails, the ones that weren't specifically maybe keyword rich based on searchability. So we went back and we did that audit, and a tool that we utilized is called TubeBuddy. Now, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box below, but basically TubeBuddy has a checklist on things that you could be doing in order to kind of optimize your video and some sort of best practice that you could be following every time you create and upload a new video. And that brings us to number 8. Number 8 is about collaborating with other creators. Think about other people that could be related to your market, your industry, and your niche, and think about reaching out. And one of the best ways to reach out is to give value first. So don't be that guy or girl that says, hey man, would love to be able to be on your channel, or don't begin that conversation with an ask. If you're reaching out to somebody with a much bigger reach and following than you, begin that conversation about how you can actually add value. If let's say your strength is on video editing, perhaps you could look at this person's channel and create an asset, a video, an ad that could be 15 seconds, 1 minute long that this person can be utilizing, and just say, come from an angle of, hey man, great fan of your work. I actually done this that I think will help you showcase what it is that you do a whole lot better, and give them this gift that starts the relationship off with you giving rather than asking or taking. If you are able to do a collaboration with another thought leader or expert within your market or niche or community, that is when that other creator, that other thought leader, their name has got search value as well. And the fact that they have a following means that if they liked your work, if their followers and their audiences like the video that you just did with them, there's a very good chance that they might come and follow your video as well as your channel as well. Which brings us to number 9. Number 9 is about consistency. This year is also the year where I made a commitment, and the commitment was, you know what? I am committed to putting out at least 3 videos a week on YouTube. In the past, it was always, I started off by building up my following on Facebook first through Facebook ads, because that was my main strategy. But this year was when I said, you know what? Exclusively for YouTube, for you guys, I am committed to creating 3 videos a week, and sometimes it just begins with that. It begins with that moment of decision that says, you know what, no matter what, whether I'm jet lagged, whether I'm tired, whether I'm busy, even if I don't feel like it, I am committed to putting out 3 videos a week. So it's about the consistency, because not all videos are going to be home runs. Some of them you might think is a good idea, but apparently not. And sometimes you might surprise yourself and you think it's just another average video that turns out that people really like. So the more videos you put out there, the more chances, if it's based on the 80-20 rule, means that, just 20%, even if it takes off, your odds of hitting the jackpot is going to be a whole lot higher. So what is your decision? How committed are you in this journey of being a content creator, in being consistent with your videos? And that brings us to number 10. And number 10 is to just hit record. It's not about perfection. And what you may not have seen is that even when I was doing pointer number 5, which is showing you the call to action, I did like 4 takes on that. And post-production, perhaps you guys can literally show me making those mistakes right now. And as I'm shooting this video, it's actually storming here, and somehow we decided, you know what, even if the storm happens and you can actually hear the sound of the thunder, we are doing it anyway. So sometimes what cripples people is this perfectionist mindset, which is sometimes a very convenient lie we tell ourselves that, oh, you know what, it needs to be perfect, it needs to have all these things. But if you take a look at my current setting right now, it is literally just that there's no professional lighting other than this light here at the hotel. I had some bullet points written in front of me, but I gave up that perfectionist mindset a long time ago. I don't have any makeup on. My face does look a little bit glossy. It looks like there's a lot of oil because I've got moisturizer on. Again, because of consistency and because, you know what, I'm not gonna let being a perfectionist cripple me, which is what some of you are going through right now. You just gotta hit record. Because guess what? In this journey of starting out, nobody's going to really watch the videos anyway. It's through practice that you find the messages, your angles, your hooks, the stories that will land. And just think about it as like a comedian practicing for their Netflix special. Before the Netflix special happens, what are they doing? They're going through the comedy bars and they're practicing, they're seeing what people's reactions are, the ones that are funnier than others. They're writing it down, they're going back, they're practicing again and again before their Netflix special. And that's what I like you to think about videos. That's how I think about them. They're not all going to take off. And if you're consistent and if you have a clear-cut strategy and you follow what it is that I've shared with you today, I know that it is going to literally help you save years on the learning curve rather than trying to figure things out on your own. Hey, this is Peng Joon here. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, let me know what your biggest takeaway is in the comments section below. Tip number 5. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you found value and if you want to be able to get more videos just like this. I'm going to give you other related videos here in the cards. If you are somebody that wants to take this process of building that audience, that following on social media to a whole new level, be sure to watch these other related videos. If you want to have more tips on social media, growing your reach, your visibility, as well as monetizing, then this channel would be from the top. This channel would be probably something you want to. Oh man. And number 5, which is, wait, 4th take. Reshooting in 5, 4, 3, 2, take number 4 for number 5.